Hello there and welcome to Hands On. My name is Noel Sibanda and I'm glad to call on you. It's that part of the week once again when we bring you some of our guests to come and share with us what they're doing with their hands, not just to make money, but also to create employment and also to put food on the table. Today, I'm privileged to have none other than Lindy Wenhlapo, the lady I first met behind the camera, and that was the first time to see a lady camera person. And Sister Lindy, good evening and welcome to Hands On.
Good evening, Mr. Sibanda, and thank you for having me.
Always smiling. Our listeners and viewers wants to know who is Sister Lindy Wenhlapo and what does Lindy mean?
Lindy means being waited for. That means my parents were actually waiting for me. I didn't come as a surprise, but yeah, they were waiting for me. That's what my name means. It's a Zulu name. And I come from South Africa, East Rand, Brakpan. That's where I come from.
And tell us about your family.
Well, I come from a family of 5, my mom and dad, of course, and I've got 2 siblings, my elder brother and my elder sister. I'm the last born at home, and I've got 1 dependent. I grew up in Witbank. I know I said I come from the East Rand, but I grew up in Witbank and later came back to the East Rand because my parents are both from East Rand. But I grew up in Witbank, Mpumalanga. It's also known as Imalahleni. It's a city of coal. So that's where I grew up.
And Lindy, how has it been like growing up in Mpumalanga?
Well, it was lovely. It's a nice place. Mpumalanga is a lovely place, surrounded by coals. Like I said, it's a coal surrounded by coals. So I grew up there, and it was just lovely. I was one. It was wow. Let me try to be slow because I know I can be very fast when speaking. But yeah.
Yes.
It was lovely growing in Mpumalanga. I actually went to one of the mine schools, so I was always surrounded by coals. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And Lindy, what's your profession? I saw you as a camera lady. Is that your profession? What exactly is your profession?
I am a camera operator and a video editor. By that, I mean that I actually carry a video camera and record. I record sermons, weddings, you name them. So I'm always behind camera carrying a video
And
camera.
today in front of the camera.
And today I'm in front of camera, and I must say it's yeah, it's something else. I'm not used to being in front of the camera. I'm always behind the camera, and I'm also a video editor. So I will edit the footage that I have been recording. So that's what video editing is. So that you get a full video, like a perfect video, like when other watching TV, you get a proper video. That means somebody else was sitting behind and actually editing it. So that's what I do.
Yeah. And tell us, how long have you been in this industry?
Well, I started in 2013, so it's 8 years now. Yeah, it's good 8 years. And I've experienced a lot of things. I've been, like I'm saying, I'm an editor, I'm on camera, I'm a host, and many others directing. So I've done a lot of things behind cameras.
And as a TV presenter, how many programs have you presented?
I actually had one that I started from scratch. So I had to be a producer, recording it, being a host, editing, and being on camera. I actually did everything on that show. It was a music show. That's what I did. So yeah, that was my main show that I did. But others, I will just help there and there. But that one, I did almost everything on it.
And what would you say is one of your highlights as a camera person?
Wow, I've had so many. I've had so many. I've recorded quite a number of things, from live concerts to sermons to, yeah, I've had so many. I can't even count. I've had so many, but I think I like recording music because I really love music. I'm a musician myself. So whenever I record music, I'm always happy.
Lindy, you are multi-skilled, a musician, a presenter, a cameraman, an editor. Tell us more about the arts industry as an artist. You know, what kind of, and when did you start this music? And what kind of instruments do you play? I understand you play instruments too.
I do. Okay, I started music in 2009. So I did African indigenous music. So I would play your marimbas, your uhadi, um, and liras, to count a few. And today on studio, I've got surprise for you. I've got shakers. So these are
Wow,
called shakers. They're called
shakers.
basket.
And
Yeah.
what do you do with the shakers?
Shakers, you shake the shakers. These are basket shakers. So I'll just shake them for you and play a little something. So yeah, it goes like,
Lindy, I want that something. I want that something. Please just give us, the taste of the pudding is in the eating.
yeah.
Just
Let
give
me
us a
just,
small, a stanza, your favorite.
I'll give you Linda Kapela, which is 181 on Christian song. So I'll sing it in isiZulu. So it goes like, Linda Kapela, Linda Kapela, Linda Kapela, Sikapele wena Nkosi.
Wow. Wow. Beautiful, Lindy. Oh man, my tears are coming. This song reminds me of my mother. She loves that, wait and watch. She's almost 1,500 kilometers away. But I love that song. Thank you so much for that. And this, music arts thing, it has taken you out of the country, out of South Africa. Tell us, what other countries have you traveled, with the arts industry?
Well, I've had an opportunity and a privilege to go abroad. I've been to Germany with music. I've been to Sri Lanka, London, and neighboring countries like Lesotho and Botswana. So I've had a privilege of performing with big artists, and I've been to festivals. So yeah, I really went further with my performances and my music. And actually, I miss that world, I must say.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Lindy, you say you come from an arts family, a creative family.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by your wardrobe. Tell us more about this wardrobe. Where did you buy it from?
Okay, before I tell you about the wardrobe, like I want to emphasize on the creative side of the family, especially
Yes.
from the maternal side of my family.
Yes.
I've got aunts, one of my aunts. She owns an art school here in Igoruleni, and his son's got his own wardrobe also. So I think we are into fashion and music, and like I said, we are a whole lot of creative. So we have artists in the house. We have artists who can actually paint, actors, and music. And today I'm wearing a dress that I made. So I made this
Wow.
dress. Yeah,
Yes.
I,
You
I
made
actually
it by yourself.
I made it by myself. I'm using a crocheting needle. This is a crocheting needle. It's one needle because you've got these two that it's called knitting. That's knitting. So there's a difference between knitting and crocheting. So I mean, I'm interested more in crocheting. So this is what I did. One of the many dresses that I made. And today I've got my friend here. I brought my friend.
Wow.
Yeah,
What
I've
is
got
that? Teddy bear.
This is a teddy bear, but it's not just a teddy bear. There's a history behind this teddy bear. This is called Gypsy.
What
So
is the history?
the history is that my mom bought me this teddy bear 26 years ago. Please don't ask me how old I was. But yeah, this teddy bear was bought to the what is it, 95? I don't know. When is 26 years
Wow.
ago? Is that 2005 or 95? 95. Yes.
Sure.
So this is
This one
Gypsy.
older than my son.
Is older than mine too. So as you can see, I'm almost finished with him. It's just 1 year remaining. So as you can see, the fur is worn out. So I decided that I needed to make a plan because this is one of my favorite teddy bears. I love teddy bears, by the way.
So you're
So this,
refurbishing it.
pardon?
You are
Yes.
refurbishing it. Yes.
Yeah. So I thought that he needed some twist and making him anew. So I think I did a good job, though. This is my first time trying something like this because I'm always into making clothes and your scarves and others. So this was my first time. So I think he came out okay. I'm sure he's also happy. Yeah.
I haven't seen him, but no, for a 26-year-old, I think he's looking good,
Thank you.
Lindy, I was talking about your wardrobe. You are saying you made that dress by yourself.
Oh, yes. Actually, I made this dress. Like I said, this is one of the many dresses that I have made. I actually started when I was very young, but
How
I
young?
think
How young?
about 4 or 5 years old. I think that's when
Hmm.
I started because I remember asking my mom, I think I was four, if not five. And I asked my mom to teach me to crochet. And she
Hmm.
gave me a piece of yarn and a crocheting needle, and she told me how to do it. But I couldn't do it then because obviously I was too young. I remember I ended up with a mixed yarn, and I couldn't even pull the needle. But years later, as I grew, I was a teenager. That's when I made my first dress. Actually, I made my first dress. It was yellow. I remember very well. I did a yellow dress and it was very beautiful and colorful. And I
Hmm.
made another one. And I was about to go to a camp. And I remember
Yes.
taking those two dresses, like two-piece and the dress. And when
Hmm.
I got there, two ladies from Northwest, they approached me. They were like, wow, we really like your outfit. Where did you get it from? So I told them that I actually made this. They were so astonished and they were like, Lindy, there's no way you're going back with these dresses. We really want those dresses. And they actually bought those dresses. So that was my
Wow.
first selling my dresses. And it
I
never
hope you
stopped.
had replacement for your dress.
I did.
No,
Hmm.
this is exciting, Lindy. And for instance, this hobby, it started when you were 5 years old. And now, of course, I can't mention your age right now, but you're mature enough.
Yeah.
Tell us, how can one convert a hobby into passion?
Well, if it's something that you really like, you can't stop. Because with me, even if I want to, I can't stop. It's just in my system. If you really like something, you won't stop until probably death or something.
Mm,
So I would say to people, you shouldn't stop. I mean, it can be a hobby, but you can also make money out of it if you
mm,
can, or you can just do it for the fun of it, or maybe for teaching other people, empowering other people as well. So you can't stop if it's something that has been imposed on you.
mm,
I actually brought another one. This is one of my oldest pieces. Like when I
mm.
really started, I did this because I needed a bag for my instruments. So
Very, very colorful. Yes.
it's very colorful, and you can tell that I mixed and took pieces from everywhere. I took my mom's pieces. I had one green and one blue. I collected all of them, and I thought, since I'm an artist, so I might as well do a colorful rainbow bag. And this
Yes.
was for my instruments. So my instruments, up to this day, they
Mm,
are they have a bag for them. So I have a bag for them. So it's not only about making money. Also, the thing is, how I started was because I had a need for that particular
mm,
thing at that moment. So with this bag, I needed a bag. So I was like, okay, if I need a bag, then, and I've got wool, I've got enough wool to do it. Why not? As you can see, the bag is also mixed with jeans. So I manipulated everything, took jeans
mm.
and mixed with wool just to get what I wanted. So it wasn't just about making money, but also about fulfilling the gaps in between, or getting what I needed at that time. So that's how it
Yeah.
also started. Yes.
Lindy, there's some people watching this program right now. How expensive is this knitting, hobby? Somebody wants to start this knitting, they are scared. It says, "Oh, I don't have thousands of rands or dollars to start this, hobby." How expensive is this, knitting hobby?
Well, yeah, with crocheting needles, this is, I think, one of the cheapest I know. So it's less than 30 rands, so you can get this for about 20
Mm,
something, yeah, depending on where you get it. But I think this is way cheaper. The only thing that can be a bit expensive is the wool, because it depends on the type of wool that you're using, and
mm,
the quantity also. So let's say, for instance, I'm making a dress for a bigger size person, like size 44. Obviously, I won't use the same type of wool, I mean, the same quantity of wool that I would use for a size 28. So
mm,
that's just about it. But it also depends on the type of wool that you buy, because even with wool, you've got two ply, because we call them plies. We've got two plies, three plies, four plies. So obviously your two ply will be thinner than your four ply. Your four ply it's lesser than a double knit. So that's how it gets. But it's not an expensive skill at all. Yeah.
And somebody says, I can actually afford to buy this, but the technology, how can you transfer this skill? Can you teach somebody how to knit? And how long do you think it can take someone, to start knitting like a jersey? Winter is coming.
Well, you start small. You can't just go to a jersey. You have to start with a scarf, because a scarf is just a straight forward. You just go side to side, so you don't need to bend and manipulate. It's just a straight thing. So how you start, you start small, and then when you're comfortable with making a scarf, maybe you'll go for a hat, because it's just a small hat. It doesn't have to be a big thing like a dress or a jersey. So for somebody who wants to start, obviously I'm also willing, I'm availing myself to teach, because it's something I was actually considering, that I want to teach. And if there are people who are really passionate about crocheting, I'm here. I'm available myself. I've got a Facebook page. I've got a WhatsApp number that you can WhatsApp me, and I'm more than willing, especially people within my vicinity. They can even come physically where I can show them how to do it, because I believe that we also need to pass on these skills.
Sorry, we just had a drop there. I was saying, talking about skills transfer. I can see the numbers running on the screen for those who want to get in touch with Lindy. It's not easy, but she says she's willing to impart her skills with you. How many dresses would you say have made up to date?
Wow, I've made countless. I can't even count. I've made a lot of dresses, like I said, which is, I started making dresses for myself, but then later on it changed, because people will approach me and tell me, Lindy, can you do this? So I'll get people sending me pictures of whatever they want, and they will ask me if I can do it. And to find that, of course I can do it. So it changed from just being my wardrobe, but I'm now doing it for other people as well.
Your mother must be proud of you.
She is, and she's still continuing. She's also still into crocheting. Like I'm saying, it's in the blood. Once you start with crocheting, you can't stop.
Lindy, I'm so fascinated by the age when you started knitting. 5 years. Yeah. And yet a lot of people, they think, including myself, because I used to watch my mom and my granny knit, they think knitting is for old people. And tell us more.
Definitely. And evidence that it's not for elderly people. Like I said, I started when I was very young, and I'm still young, I believe. So, and I'm still going on and going strong. So it's definitely not for elderly people. It's for everyone. And also, what I want to say is that with needles, with wool, you can. It's not only for winter or for autumn. People will be like, "Oh, now what autumn is coming or winter is coming. Now we need to start ordering wool." But like I said, when I was explaining the sizes, you've got small sizes, you've got bigger sizes, so you can wear wool throughout the year. You've got wool for spring, you've got wool for summer, and I think if you go to my Facebook page, you will see variety of wools that I use. So you can wear wool anytime, and it's definitely not for elderly people, it's for everyone. So it's one skill one can consider as a young person.
I see you've got students already. Can men also knit? Because I see the students here. Stanley Stan says, can I also knit?
Surely, let me tell you a story behind how my mom got to know how to crochet. I'm told the story that my uncle, my mother's brother, he got sick and he went to hospital. And when he got there, he got a friend who taught him how to crochet. So now, when my uncle came out of hospital, he was so fascinated about this, and he went and taught his sisters. So that's where my parents, my mom and her sisters got it from. So you can imagine it comes from my uncle. So that means what I'm trying to say, I'm emphasizing that everybody can do it. With us, it started with my uncle, and here we are right now. As women, as females, we are doing it. So it's definitely for everybody. And as you can, if you can check the designers, most designers are males. They are males. So there's no difference with wood because you can still design clothes like many other designers who are actually males. So it's definitely for everyone.
Lindy, I'm still fascinated by the song that you played, talking about instruments.
Yeah.
Do you make your own instruments?
I can make shakers because with shakers, it's very easy. With shakers, you can take rice and put it inside a bottle and just cut it to make shakers. You can go and pick up stones from outside. So it's easy to make shakers. There are instruments that you can make with your marimbas. You can make, because you need an oak wood. I mean, there's this special kind of wood, I forgot the name, kiat wood. You can make your own marimbas. So most of the instruments that I play, it's actually things that you can get from, everywhere or anywhere. Your calabash, you need a calabash and string. So if you get a calabash and string and maybe a piece of a stick or something, so they are not expensive instruments that you can get anyway. So you can make your own instruments. I can make my own instruments, especially shakers and your the uhati. I play uhati. I don't know if you know uhati. It's just a piece of string and a piece of wood. So it's more like a bow and arrow. If you know bow and arrow,
Yes.
before people used to use it as an instrument, but now it's used as a hunting tool. So yes, I can make my own instruments.
I've listened to marimba. Is there a big difference between a marimba and a piano and organ?
Well, we call it an African piano because in Africa we never used to have a piano. So that was our piano because it actually has the same notes that you get from a piano. It's just that with the marimba, it's limited. A piano you can have a big piano or a small keyboard, but with marimba, it's limited, but it plays exactly the same. We used to play a marimba and somebody else would have a piano and we'll get the same notes. So it's actually very similar. It's just that it has its own sound, but notes-wise, it's the same.
Our viewers and listeners are still fascinated. They still can't believe that this lady is a camera woman, is an editor, is a singer, is a producer, is a presenter. Please prepare to play another song. Yes. You want to say something?
And I'm saying an actor also, because I was actually.
Yeah. Oh, you do drama.
Theater. I was actually. I can do theater. I went to Grahamstown. We were playing. We were playing this. What was the name? I forgot the name, but yeah, I was one of the actors there, and it was a hilarious one. So I can actually act. Yes.
That's nice. By popular demand, please play us one more, stanza. Your favorite.
My favorite. I don't know. I can't think of any song, but I can play something. Maybe you can sing on the other side. I can just play for you. So with shakers, like you were asking me if you can play. This is just piece of strings.
Yes.
What do you get? This more like your, what is it? I'm looking for the right name for it. It's not reeds, but you get this from the field. I don't know what the name of this thing is, but it's just that and wood. So, and inside you've got maybe these are beans or something. I don't know.
Yes.
So it's very easy to make your own instrument, and you can just come up with anything. Now I'm not singing anything, but I'm just playing a rhythm. So if you're creative, somebody can just come up with something, a song out of it. Yeah.
Yes. Lindy, July is coming. Do you want to give us a challenge for the Mandela, Day, 60 minutes?
Most definitely.
You want to knit a blanket or something?
Actually, blanket is too big. So if I can get people who will say, I have never crocheted in my life, but I want to try something for this coming July, I'm up for it. We can make scarves because, like I said, with the scarf, it's very easy to do.
Easier to make, yes.
Easier to make. So you can make scarves and maybe take them to old age or I don't know, home for some kids. So it's a challenge for people who actually can crochet and those who can't crochet, because it's very easy. Once I show you how to do a scarf, you can do it. So it's something that we can do faster, on a faster pace, and we can have as many as possible. So yeah, I'm up for a challenge. I don't know, do you want to be part of it, Mr. Sibanda?
Yes, yes. I think I'll take the scarf because it's a bit lighter for me. So I also want to take this opportunity to invite our viewers and listeners, and I want you to challenge them also to say, come July for that 60-minute Mandela, let's make up scarf. But I want to personally challenge you, Lindy, to make a blanket for one privileged person. One blanket. You can start making it. We still got April, May, June, July. Still got 4 months. I know you can do it.
Of course.
Can you take the challenge?
I am taking that challenge in front of everybody. So yes, I'll have to show you when it's done. I actually,
No,
let me tell you, sorry, there's one dress that I did. Now, this dress, it actually, we've got something that we call, okay, we've got names for everything, right? So we've got granny squares. We call them granny squares. They are small squares that you crochet. And then when you've got enough, you make most people, they will make a blanket out of it. But what I did, I manipulated that and I changed that whole thing and I made a dress out of it. It's quite heavy when you're wearing it because it's flared, but it's a very beautiful, it's like I don't know the coat of many colors of Joseph, but I assume that my dress is something close to that coat of many colors. So like I said, it doesn't have to be a blanket, because most people will do your easy ones, your blankets and stuff. But I'm encouraging, especially those who can crochet. Let's do something different. With me, I wanted to see how this teddy bear is going to come out. So I did a teddy bear. So I know that you can do a lot of things. You need to think outside the box. That's what I'm challenging everybody to do. But definitely, I'll make a blanket, because July, it's quite chilly, so people need blankets. So I'll make one, I promise.
Thank you so much, Lindy. I'm going to support you. I'm also going to take a challenge. I'm going to make a scarf specifically for Dr. Lekwara. I saw you watching and you're following. A scarf is coming for you, Prof. Thank you so much, Lindy. And your final words, your parting words, as we conclude this program. And what special message do you want to share with our viewers and listeners?
I would like to say, I will go to the Bible. We have a story of the three guys who were given talents. One had 5 and the other had 2. The other had 1. And the one with 5, he was given 5 more because he used his talent. And the same with the one with 2, he used his 2 and he got another 2. But the one with 1, he decided to hide his talent. So he hid his talent and he never used it. And as a result, God took that talent and gave it to the one who had 5. So what I'm trying to say is that God has given us talents. All of us. There's no one who can say, I don't think God has given me a talent. Everyone has a talent. It's a matter of finding your talent. And if you already have, because others, they know their talents, it's just that they are reluctant to start, or maybe for some reason they are not doing it. So I'm challenging people to either find your talent or start using it, because there's a specific reason why God gave you that talent. And you'll never know. Probably other people will benefit from your talent, but because you're not using it, you've got people staying at home. As you can see with the lockdown and COVID, people are losing their jobs. And you find that people have a lot of talents and potentials, but they're not using it because people have been, I don't know, they've been schooled to think that the only way of making money is to wake up every day and go to work. That is good and fair, but what if you're not working? Does that mean you have to sit and die when you have a talent? So I would challenge somebody out there to actually go out and use your talent, because God has given you that talent. And of course, if you're not using your talent, it's going to happen just like it happened to that guy. God will take that talent and give it to somebody else, and you find yourself wondering what happened to you when other people have 5, 6, 10 talents. So he says to Moses, what is in your hand? And you find that Moses had a rod and a staff. So he used that, and the children of Israel were able to go through and went to Canaan because of what Moses had in his hand. So he used that. So can you imagine if Moses had never used that, his rod or staff? So what I'm trying to say to people is that whatever you have, God has given you for a reason. Use it, because you'll never know how many people can benefit from that. And not only people, but also you, and you'll never know who is watching. Maybe if you use your talent, you might also go far with your talent. So that's what I would like to say to somebody out there.
Sister Lindwell Chapo, thank you so much, for joining us here on Hands On. And I pray and hope that a lot of viewers learned one or two things as we, share, knowledge on how we can use our hands to create wealth, to provide for our families, and also to leave a legacy. So until we meet again next week when we bring you yet another guest, keep on smiling and continue to use your hands. Goodbye.
Bye bye.